Okay, everyone. So the last few examples are going to be probably the hardest you're going to see in this course. So just hang tight. I know it's going to be hard, but you can do it. Okay. So what we want to do is divide the rational expressions. So the division of rational expressions is really very similar to multiplication, except you have to do one extra step. So what is this one extra step? So when you divide one fraction by another fraction, you can convert it to a multiplication. So the first fraction does not change. Okay, so you're just gonna rewrite the first fraction just like it was before. But the second one, you're gonna flip the top and the bottom. So dividing by a fraction is really the same thing as multiplying by its reciprocal. So what is this reciprocal? All you do is just you change the division to a multiplication. So now there's just like one dot. And then we just have the 6 on the top and x squared minus 9 we'll have on the bottom. So other than that, we're now going to multiply straight across, right? Because that's how we multiply fractions. So we're going to multiply this and that, right? So like this whole thing, we multiply by that, and then straight across the bottom by the bottom. So the whole idea here is to go ahead and just cancel everything that can be canceled. Now, the hard part is to factor out some of these things. So let's just go slowly and let's first take x cubed plus 27 and let's see how to factor that. Okay, so this is really a sum of cubes pattern. Let me write the formula. So this is going to be a cubed plus b cubed is a plus b. Then you have a squared minus ab plus b squared. Okay, now this formula I'm going to rewrite using my favorite colors, right? So I'm going to, instead of A, I'm going to draw a yellow. Then this is going to be yellow. This is going to be yellow. And then instead of B, I'm going to draw blue. So blue, blue, blue. Okay, so let me see. So the plus sign will be here. This will be squared. That's going to be minus. That's a plus. This is squared. Okay. So once I understand what is A and what is B, I will just substitute wherever I see yellow, that's where I put the A. And then wherever I see B, that's B will go into the blue. Okay. So x cube is cube of what? That would be x, right? So A is really x. And B, you have to think about, okay, 27 is cube of what? Well, for that, we have a chart. And 27 is cube of 3. So this is going to be 3. Okay, so let's see. So replace everywhere where you see yellow, replace x. X, x. Everywhere where you see blue, replace 3. 3, 3, 3. So this is really multiplication. Okay, so what do I get? I will get x plus 3. Then I get x squared. Now we never actually leave it as x times 3. We're going to go 3x, and then 3 squared is 9. So that's my factoring. So what I did is I factored this guy. Okay, that's the factoring. Now I'm going to factor the 2x squared minus 6x plus 18. Okay, so the good news is that that one is going to be very easy to factor because I kind of already know what should happen. Do you see that I get this x squared minus 3x plus 9 term? And so that should really cancel out. Like I know that that's going to cancel out. So what they want me to do here is factor out the GCF. Now notice that 2, 6, and 18 share 2 as a factor, right? Because 2 has factors 1 and 2, 6 also has factors 1 and 2 and other ones, but it doesn't matter. And same thing with 18. 18 also has factors 1 and 2. So the least common factor would be the greatest common factor is going to be 2, right? So I can pull 2 out. What's going to be left? So if I pull 2 out, then it will be x squared minus 6x. I am pulling 2 out. So 3x will be left, right? Because 6 divided by 2 is 3. Plus 18, I'm pulling 2 out, so that's 9. So see, that's gonna have to happen because this guy is gonna have to cancel. All right, so now I can go ahead and see if I can start canceling some stuff. So I'm just gonna write down what I have so far. And then I took out that 2. And so I see that that factor is going to cancel. So 6 is still on the top. I'm actually going to make it a single fraction because again you multiplied straight across, and then x squared minus 9 is x minus 3, x plus 3. So now let's go ahead and start canceling, which is really satisfying because you just cross everything out. And okay, so x plus 3 repeats. Okay, great. This ugly thing here also cancels, so that makes me breathe a lot better. And also 6 and 2 can't cancel because 6 is the same as 3 times 2, so 2 and 2 will just cross out. And so you're gonna wind up with 3. So your final answer, which I don't have space to write, so I'm gonna have to erase this, are gonna be 3 on the top, which is still there, divided by x minus 3. So imagine I started with something this complicated and I got something like that. So that's pretty amazing, right? Now, a similar example is here, and just bear with me. I know it looks like it's super hard, but let's see if we can figure this out. Okay, so first we're going to use the difference of cubes pattern, and so I am going to write the formula down, and that's a minus b, and then we have a squared plus ab plus b squared. Okay, so colors. Yeah, I like the colors yellow, yellow, yellow. Okay, and then blue, blue, blue. All right. So minus squared plus plus squared. Okay. So pretty easy to understand that A is going to be X and 64 is cube of what? Well, 64 is cube of 4. All right. So what do I get? So instead of yellow, I put X. Instead of blue, I put 4. 4, 4, 4. Okay, so this is going to be X minus 4, X squared plus 4X, and then plus 16. Okay, so I factored that. Now let's see what happens on the bottom. So on the bottom, I think I am missing a number. Yeah, I'm sorry. And I was like looking at it like something's not right. Okay, so there is an 8 that's missing. The reason why I know that's going to be something missing because this thing is going to have to cancel. This thing has to go, okay? So the bottom, if I take out the GCF, right? So it turns out that I could probably most likely just take 8 out because I have to get this thing and I'll have to cancel it. So then it's just going to be x squared plus 4x plus 16. So verify that this is correct. If I take 8 out of 32, that's 4. If I take 8 out of 128, well, 128 divided by 8, that's actually 16, okay? So anyway, so what I will have on the top is instead of x cubed minus 64, I get x minus 4 multiplied by that ugly x squared plus 4x plus 16. And that is also going to be on the bottom, and it is going to successfully cancel. Yay, thank you. Now, when you divide, remember that when you divide, you have to flip the thing, right? So it's going to be multiplication instead, right? So multiplication, but you remember how you flip these, right? So, and then change the division 2 times. So you're going to get 32 on the top, and on the bottom you get x squared minus 16. So this cancels. Yay, baby. 32 and 8 cancel. That's going to give me a 4. And so I wind up with 4x minus 4. And then what is this x squared minus 16? So at this point, you should recognize this your difference of squares. So x minus 4, x plus 4. And one of these things is going to cancel. And so you get 4 divided by x plus 4. So just imagine starting with something this big and ugly and just getting something like that. Well, you get some satisfaction after doing all this crazy, absolutely crazy math.